Okay, welcome to our intuition workshop. It is a workshop on discovering and expressing your authentic self, whatever that means. So we're basically in a chase of a puzzle, of a mystery. And so in the series of workshops, my hope is to create a space where you can start to explore and discover the biggest mystery of your life, which is you. And my philosophy behind this is that when we were created, when God created the soul, two half of soul, you're just half a soul, then you have your soulmate. There's unique characteristic for each soul, and that God has put, this is what I know intellectually, God has placed her own unique characteristics that she can pick from the infinity of her nature into our souls. And so we get to discover and express that authentic self, which is a gift to yourself and to others. That's the truth. And so my goal is to at least develop a desire to know what that could be and come up with a set of questions that can help us maybe start getting some feelings for what it's like, what your authentic nature could be like, and experiment with how you could express, because you have the free will to express how you wish to express your true self. But before we can do that, we're going to have to unpack why we're not our true selves. Because right now we're not our authentic selves, and that is something that was created by our environment. And we do need to start with how we really are right now. So today is the first of 5, not 4, it's 5 after all, because I do have 5 Thursdays in a row that I'm available. So we get to do it as over 5 workshops, which is cool. More playtime for me. So are we ready with the first question? Should we start? If those of you who attended my intuition workshop, you know how it works. We're just going to jump into questions. So the first question I want to start with is, before we even start with what is my authentic self, we have to want to know why. Why do I even want to know what it is? Why is it even important? So I want to start with just that layer. So the question is, why is it important to be my authentic self? Why has God created my authentic self? What's it even for? So the question is, why is it important to be my authentic self? So I'll stop the recording. We can step away, go ask you guides, God, whoever you believe. Just ask the question and then see what you receive. And then we'll come back and I'll let you guys know. Maybe in about 5 minutes, 3 minutes, we'll let you know. I'm pretty quick, so because I have a lot of experience, I'm pretty quick in getting answers. So if you're feeling rushed, you can do this again by yourself after. So. All right, who would like to share? Was it that shocking of an answer? Alicia? You mute.
Okay, go for it. The first thing that came was I'll be unfulfilled and I'll feel restricted if I'm not being my real self, my authentic self.
Okay.
I'll be forcing things to happen from my intellect rather than coming from my heart and soul. It'll be easier for spirits who have their own agendas to influence me.
Yeah.
If I'm not being my authentic self. I have something unique to share that no one else has.
Yeah.
And to feel I have a role to play in the bigger scheme of things. Okay. And only by being my authentic self can I truly help others.
Wow. Okay. How did it feel to get that kind of answer?
Yeah, good. I really need to be reminding myself of these things. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Selena?
I can really relate to this answer today. It's way too much work to be the person that others have told you you are, or who you perceive you should be, not who you actually are. Exhausting, in fact. If you aren't connecting to your authentic self, you can't connect to God completely or at all either, because that's a person that she wants to communicate with. Happiness comes with that connection.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you. Kathy?
It's important to bring your true nature into the world, and by being authentic yourself, you allow others to respond fully as themselves.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good point. If you're being your authentic self, then others can respond differently to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think of that. That's a good one. Thank you. And more?
As a child of God or spirit, I have a place in creation and will experience life more fully if I'm true to myself.
Nice.
And in turn, will give my children permission to do the same, be a role model, right?
Okay.
Will be attracted to authentic experiences and bring greater healing to the universe.
Wow.
And harmony with self and others in the physical, mental, and spiritual states.
Is that attractive?
Really authentic, yeah.
Are you sold? Do you want it now?
Yes, I'm like, I said this, so it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's coming from the little kid in the sandbox, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Shoshana.
So at first I got 3 words:
Yeah.
create, purity, and divine.
Okay.
And then came a little explanation to connect with or commune with God.
Okay.
And to be in my heart space and be able to touch into emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what came.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you. Claire.
It's so good to hear everybody's realizations, because they're reflected back in some of what came to me. And when I'm in my authentic self, it gives me energy and it gives me joy. It feels effortless and expansive, and like I'm connected to the divine and in that beautiful flow of life, and everything is just kind of opening up, and everything that I need is showing up for me.
Wow.
I also feel like it's the place where I'm the most grounded and comfortable offering up my gifts.
Okay.
It's where my light is. And it also is a place that I can really confidently make decisions, even hard decisions, and still be able to sit with whatever the consequences of that are.
Isn't that attractive? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, today we're not touching what the authentic self is. We're just talking about why. Why should we do it? Today is a why. And then we'll talk about the what. And then we'll talk about the how. Well, all of that is fun sandbox stuff coming up. But I know some of you are like, but what is it? What is it? What is what? I want this. I want to be this person like now. So which is great. Build that fire. Keep it going. Because hard stuff's coming. Knowing me, hard stuff is coming. So the next question is, how does my being authentic serve others and the environment? How does my being authentic serve others and the environment? Okay, for the question, how does my being authentic serve others and the environment? Who wants to share? Steph?
The feeling that I got is that I can give back everyone else's job role, and that I can focus on what I need to be doing rather than forcing myself to be involved in what everyone else is up to. This helps the environment because I tend to the earth in a specific passion and expression to which I haven't completely discovered, but is deeply needed.
Wow. Okay. How freeing. You let everybody else have their jobs back. Whatever their nature is. Like, you go do you. And you get to be, there's this feeling of freedom, isn't there? I'm listening to everyone's answers, and everyone's feeling freedom from connecting to their answers. Yeah. Okay. Jill?
I got, if I'm authentic, it will help others to also become authentic.
Okay.
And the more we embrace our authenticity, we will see and learn how to care for the environment according to God's laws.
Okay.
And we will learn the meaning of taking responsibility for what we create as far as like machines and technology and waste even, and
Yeah.
all of that.
Especially. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Did that inspire you to get that answer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's I could have kept on writing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you. Who else want to share? Quiet group? Sashana?
Yeah. So I got that others trust in truth.
Okay.
Self and others can feel grounded. It gives assurance to others, a feeling of solidity and being stable. And
Wow.
then I got a term, being a magistrate of the environment. Yeah, I have to Google that one.
Yeah.
And it's a pathway to connect with the spirit and create the pathway to love.
Wow. That is beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're just going with it. We just, by week 5, we figure out just what this is all mean. That's great. Thank you, Susanna. Selena.
Okay. Authenticity provides a safe, comfortable space for others.
Wow.
To express their authentic self without fear of judgment. And also it inspires desire in them to share their authentic self, like it's a safe place. So and that's actually been my personal experience, like just recently. Being authentic in serving the environment helps others to see and feel your motives without feeling that you're judging their connection to the environment, which I think really applies to veganism, because people find it very confronting. So it's a very good example of being authentic in it so that people would be inspired, but not just want to attack you.
Yes. They're not being shamed into it. They're being inspired into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting how many answers we got that's like, if you're being authentic, you invite others to be authentic. Like, what an influence. That's lovely to be able to have that influence on others. And creating space. Some of you felt like you would be able to create space for others to be authentic. Some of you felt like you'll be a model. You'll be an example of what it's like to be authentic. So everyone's getting just a slight twist of the answer that's specific to you. So that's really cool. Okay, question 3. How is my not being authentic, or how is my being inauthentic affecting me? What is the cost of my being inauthentic right now? So how is my not being authentic affecting me? Have affected me, is affecting me now? Let's discover the true cost of what is really costing us. Challenging question. Oof, that the answers really shook me up. But why am I surprised? So the question was, how is my not being authentic affecting me? Who wants to go? I think I'll go first. That's fine. So I feel dread and I feel empty. Dread and emptiness is a very common feeling for me that I'm always processing. I usually wake up middle of the night with these feelings of dread and terror, and I'll start processing it. Busy sleeps. There's an emotion I'm processing through right now, which is that I'm never enough. So that feeling is created because I'm not being authentic. And then I feel unnourished. My children feel unnourished. They feel like they're not receiving this nurturing from me. I look to others for feedback and permission, and others need to tell me what to do. So obviously spirits can get involved. I feel poor, I feel inferior, I feel defunct. And I feel lack of confidence, and then I become competitive with people. So basically most of my addictions are in this realm. It's like, that's a pretty easy switch to switch off, hopefully. But yeah, I was quite surprised. I could feel the feelings as I was receiving the answers, and it's like, oh, all these familiar feelings are because I'm not being authentic. Pretty straightforward answer. So that's what I got. Anybody else want to share? Casey.
So I got my answer in two parts. One was more long-term and one was more short, like immediate.
Okay.
So the long-term one, I just heard the word death.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So, and what I felt was my body, my physical body is slowly dying.
Yeah.
And then also, and I'm not sure how this works, but I also felt that engaging in addictions and facades are contributing to the plant species and animal species becoming extinct around the world. Yeah. And then immediately, short term, my energy is always depleted.
Yes.
And I'm always giving my energy away.
Yeah. Quite a high price. Yeah, thank you. Claire?
This actually just happened a couple of hours ago down at the beach. And so interesting how some connections bring up this inauthenticity. Some really promote authenticity and others don't. And so I came home and I felt yucky, like I felt dirty. And I felt like I really abandoned and betrayed myself, which made my inner child super sad. Like there was a sense of shame almost and sadness. It's like, why did you leave me? Why didn't you like let me show up in all of my, beauty and fullness? And I also noticed that it really created disconnection from my body. So I felt physically awkward. I felt uncomfortable in my own skin, really small. And I felt like I'd lost my connection to present. Like I don't actually even remember the whole walk with this person until now we're having this conversation. I'm like, oh, it's so funny that this is what we're talking about. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so now you know what happened. So now the question will be, what addictions drove me to disconnect, to become authentic would be the next question to ask. Because there's always an addiction that drives you into wanting to compromise. And I like the words you use, that when we're being inauthentic, we're betraying ourselves. That's self-betrayal. It's a good answer. Thank you. Okay. Alicia.
Yeah, similar to everybody else, without going through all the things that came, it's just like heavy and constrictive, and there's a lack of potential for myself, others, and everyone because of that.
Okay.
I love that Claire used the word yucky. That's how I felt. It's like, ugh. Yeah, just heavy.
You used the word constricted earlier too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word for you.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I can't. Yeah, because that was on the first question.
Yeah.
What if I'm not if I'm.
Why is it important? Yeah.
Yes, it was a similar thing, that if I'm not being myself, I feel limited.
Yeah.
And if I'm not being myself, obviously I'm limiting the potential of others and the environment.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Claire felt yucky. You feel restricted. For me, I'm going to say the word dread. or the feeling of never enough, it's like, oh, that's a clue that I'm not being authentic right now. So maybe we can find out little clues of like, oh, there's that feeling, I'm not being authentic right now. And then you want to ask, what's the addiction that drove that disconnect, that you're willing to do it? Because you gotta find your addictions. They just, it's not a judgment, it's a thing that pulls you back out. So you gotta find it and turn it off. It's just a thing to do. Others, anybody else want to share? No, we good. Now, for some of you, if you didn't quite get answers didn't make sense, or the answers because you're new to this, you're not quite sure what you're getting, just try to do the question again at another time. This recording will be on the YouTube channel probably by tomorrow, so you can always just repeat the questions, and I go back and do all the workshops from last year and get different answers, because here now I'm in a different place. So it's been very insightful to go back and do some of those workshops again and get some new insights. Selena.
Well, I could go every time. I've done so much of this kind of stuff with Robin that.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So I can, but I still want to be a hog of the time, or you know what I'm saying, like, or say, oh, well, she'll answer. I don't need to.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
But you may have some insights, some unique perspective that then everybody else going, oh yeah, what about that? So
yeah.
What did you get?
Oh, you want me to go again? Like I said, I could go every time. But like it's like she gave me like a shopping list. It's felt in physical pain, painful relationships, confusion, like not being able to make decisions based in truth, depression, which like a lack of desire, lack of connectivity with guides and God, and a lack of desire to feel emotion.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And she could have kept going.
Yes.
Big list.
Our guides are like, don't get me started.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like this.
Your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. This has got to be our guide's favorite topic for sure.
Yeah.
I feel all this excitement coming. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? And there was this excitement, God's desire for us to be authentic. And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of excitement here. So that picked up my energy and got me all excited as well. So I'm kind of, yeah. Okay, so next question. So question number 4, why aren't I being authentic? Why aren't I being authentic? Okay, why aren't I being authentic? Some surprising answers, not surprising answers. Who would like to share? Kathy.
So in the same vein, it's the addiction and the beliefs that have driven this for me, for all of us. A fear of rejection or being misunderstood.
Okay.
The old not good enough.
Okay.
And because I was traumatized as a child, there's no hope of finding my true self, right?
Okay, really?
Victim mentality, years of schooling by the nuns.
Yes, that would.
Don't want to get it wrong, so it's best to play it safe.
Okay.
It's easier to stay in a pattern of conciliatory service.
Yes.
My life is pleasing others for acceptance, and when I'm depressed, I lack energy, and I find ways to retreat and compromise. Okay.
Wow. So you got a list of addictions there.
Oh yeah.
That tell you why. Okay. Okay. And okay. Wow. We'll explore that more as we continue, but yeah, hold on to your answers. Thank you. Casey.
one of the answers from my list was, um, and I think part of this is because I'm fairly playful in nature, like my true
Okay.
nature.
Okay.
And so being playful, there's no room for that. It's not responsible. It's not, you can't be in society and be playful. You have to earn a living. You have to work. You have to do all these things that are responsible. There's no room for this.
Okay. Okay. So what's driving you is your
Agreement with that belief.
but if you were to look at what addiction would make you even want to obey that.
That would make me want to obey the being responsible. Yeah. Pleasing, wanting to fit in, wanting to make sure that I'm not standing out. Yeah.
Acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else did you get? Did you get other answers?
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't going to share them all, but I can share another couple.
Yeah.
What was another one? Uh, have a belief that I have nothing special or helpful to offer.
Yeah.
What was another one? Somebody, I think Kathy already mentioned this. Fear of judgment. But also, I thought was interesting. My guides also showed me that I engage in judgment a lot, like the addiction of judgment towards myself.
Yeah.
And when I engage that addiction of judgment towards others as well, it's just like a cycle of harming myself and them, and hurting myself and them, and myself and them, and it's keeping me from really who I truly am.
Wow. Okay. That's really good. Thank you. Jill.
I resonate really with both what Kathy and Casey said. What I kind of got was I'm looking for or addicted to other people's approval, acceptance, and that I feel like that would give me love. So if I'm like what they want me to be, then I'll get that. I have a misbelief that I need to fully know who I am in order to be authentic.
Yes, that's
So
right.
I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know who I fully am yet, kind of thing. I don't have faith in myself to be able to be authentic.
Okay.
To actually show who I am, and then that fear of being attacked and judged and pushed away holds me into not showing that authenticity. I'm very inquisitive by nature, so I get judged and attacked for that for quite a bit. So
But the thing is that it's your unwillingness to experience the attack, experience the judgment, that is blocking it. Because we will be, as we were talking earlier today, people are in whatever condition they are, and they're going to express their unhealed selves. And so we have to experience and process and release the emotions that we get. So it's basically, it's about, I don't want to feel the emotion of rejection. I don't want to feel my emotion. So I'm not going to do the thing that will then bring the emotion of rejection from another, because I don't want to feel the emotion. If I was willing to feel it, it will do nothing to me. So it always comes back to, it is me who don't want to feel whatever that emotion is when I get treated that way. If I even get treated that way. Yeah. Thank you. Steph.
I really want to tell you that I'm already being authentic, so you won't think me a liar.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really afraid of the attack of being told I'm a liar. So I get to go into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you get an answer of why aren't I being? So you feel like, but I am being authentic.
Yeah, that was the answer. Was I'm trying to tell myself that I'm already being authentic. That was the answer, and then it was just the next moments were a lot of that pain of people just saying like how, you know, I'm not being truthful, and it was a lot more coming up around how this was even getting created.
Yeah.
And just that pain of, you know, every time I did something from my place, it was really like I was just told I was wrong all the time.
Yeah.
So it's that weird space of like, when I was a child, I was saying things from an authentic place, and then I was being told I was a liar because I'm a child saying these things. And so that's really where it kind of just went.
Okay, something to unpack there. And then once you release the emotions, then you can kind of go, am I being authentic, or am I telling myself I'm being authentic because I want certain feelings, or I want to avoid some other feelings? How do I even unpack that? There's a reason why you want to believe that you are, whether or not it's true. So yeah, that's a good one too. But then you're already connecting to how you were treated as a child. When you were just being yourself, you were told, but you're wrong, but you lied. So yeah, just process that. And then, yeah, because a lot of the experiment we're gonna have to do is we're gonna try to set up some experiment of going, well, I think this is my authentic nature. Now I'm gonna go and express it. And then I guess I'll find out if that was authentic or not. How else are you gonna know? You're gonna have to step out there and do it. And then you'll get the results, and then you'll be able to discern the difference in the feelings. And then you'll be able to then tell, well, that was still me in the facade. That was still me wanting to believe that that's my real nature because I think that's cool. That's that. Can I have that particular authentic self, please? Because that's the cool one, but that's not my real authentic self. So you're gonna have to discern all of these pieces as you go. That will be part of the journey anyway. Yeah, okay, thank you. I got fear of being found, fear of being discovered, a need to hide. Interesting that I judge a few of my friends for hiding all the time. And it's like, oh, well, no. I'm hiding. And that I don't know what's in me. I don't know what's in my authentic nature. And that if I just go ahead and express that, maybe it's dangerous. Maybe my authentic nature is dangerous. And I need to mitigate reactions, just like what everyone is saying. I need to mitigate how people will react to me. So to me, that's more important than expressing my real self. So I'm always gauging how people are going to react, and I want to stay in control of that. And therefore, I'm not being authentic. I don't even know what's in there. And that's the coolest thing. I don't know what my authentic nature is. Every now and then, I will get an idea. If I can be emotionally honest, then I've gotten some glimpses. So basically you express your nature, and then you kind of go, I think that's who I really am. Like it's kind of a feedback where I'm beginning to realize that actually I'm kind of a very emotionally volatile person. I'm not this calm Zen person at all. I am big and loud. And wow, didn't know that, but cool. So, you know, the things you start to discover as you start expressing yourself, which could surprise you. Okay, so the next question is, so the question we just asked is, why aren't I being authentic? And the next question is, how did that get created? How did that got created? This part of me that's hiding, that's blocked, that's afraid, that's, you know, like, oh, I can't be authentic. How did that got created in my childhood? That's the next question. All right. How did my block to being authentic got created in my childhood? Who wants to share? Claire?
I'm almost embarrassed to share because it's just so cliche and classic. But my dad left when I was very young. And so the story I created was that there must be something with who I am at the core. Because if there wasn't, then he would never have left. So therefore, if I try to be somebody different, he'll come back and I'll be worthy of love.
Absolutely. How much grief is that? And,
Yeah.
and that is what children do. That is what we do as children. Absolutely. You gotta own that. That's the wounding, and you gotta honor it. As in express it, grieve it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And then as an older teen, I was always kind of wild and feminine, which that's just my natural expression, just like barefoot and in the grass and just enjoying being in that flow of life. But because of that expression, it also created unwanted attention that led to sexual assault and rape. And so then it's also that tendency to want to then, it's not safe. It's not safe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Claire. That is exactly what happens. That as in the creation of our block when we do express it. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Others who wants to share? Alicia? Oh, you mute.
Yeah, I can relate to what Claire shared. Thank you. Basically, I can feel that, the restrictive came up again. Restrictive, punish, blame, attack, with a long list of I'm too positive, I'm too imaginative, I'm too curious, I'm too angry, I'm too volatile, I'm too everything. Everything is too much.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah.
So that was the reaction you got from your environment, to dampen everything. But that isn't that what it is? When you're too much, they want to bring it back down.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodness. Okay. Thank you. Others? Selena?
For me, it's projections of jealousy from my mother, feeling it was my fault she was jealous of me and that I created her jealousy with my authentic behavior.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know that authentic behavior is punished when it's not in keeping with what the person in charge wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. That authentic behavior is undesirable. Nobody wants to know how I feel. They only want to have their feelings and addictions met.
Jealous parent is more common and more damaging than we think.
Yeah, it is. It's subtle, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Like it just has that. Yeah, it's like a smack is a little more direct. Yeah.
And as a parent, I had to be willing to see my own jealousy creep up in me, because my mother is jealous of me, and so if I haven't felt through it, then I've absorbed those qualities, and now I'm doing it to somebody else, to my children. So it was really hard for me to go, I do have those in me. I wish I wasn't there, but it is there, and I'm gonna have to confront it and get rid of it. So it's awful. Yeah, and there's a lot of grief about what I couldn't have that drives jealousy in a parent. And then you judge your jealousy and you're ashamed of it, so then you pretend it isn't there. So there's a whole other layer. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, others? Hadib?
Hi. To me, I'm afraid of hurt, of being beaten. And a lot of evil spirit was allowed to roam around me as a child.
Yeah.
With the purposeful bad intention wished by my parent.
Yes. Are you beginning to remember that you have some harmful spirits around you? Or you told that?
It's visual. Like I had the visual.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're beginning to remember what you saw. Good on you. That's yeah. It's intense to process. Good on you. It's a very empowering place to be at when you can remember and start processing those memories. That's good. Okay. Others? Jill.
So being adopted when I was a baby at 8 months old, I felt like I needed to be whoever you, mom, dad, brothers, friends, insert whoever you want there, wanted me to be. I felt like that was my survival. My survival depended on it. So I couldn't be who I was because I needed a roof over my head. I needed to be fed. I was, I was a baby. So later on, as I grew up, it just felt like because of that, because I became whoever they wanted me to be, if I showed a glimpse of my authentic self, it just would get squashed down.
Yeah.
Like it would get to the point where I wasn't able to breathe. So, having asthma for the majority of my life. So I just kept on getting, that squashed down feeling. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very important to remember for all of us as we start to explore why we're not authentic, is that as a child, our survival depended on us not being authentic. It was literally an issue of survival for many of us. Emotional survival, physical survival. So to have compassion for how drastic the environment was that created the suppression of our authentic self. And it's something that we're going to have to now forgive as we process. So that's good. I got that what I felt, what I saw was that it was almost like people were emotionally stalking me to see what I had, to see what gift or ability I had so that they could steal it. And so I learned to hide it to the point where even I don't know what it is and where I've hidden it. I don't even know where it's hidden. It's a safe place, so I can't find it. But it was this kind of this thing of like stalking energy of like watching and wanting to steal, wanting to take. And there have been some parts of me and my nature that have been exploited and stolen and taken from me. And so I can see why I'm hiding. To the point when I don't know that I'm hiding. I have this facade that I'm very exuberant and outward and expressive. And it's like, dang, what if that's just a facade? Oh, what a bummer. That would be a bad day if I get to go, oh, my bubbly self is just a facade. I really hope that's not true. But let's just see what happens. We got to find our true self, wherever it takes us. Okay, so the next question, it's supposed to be the last question, but I decided to come up with a nice dessert as the last question. So this question is, what is the first step I can take to removing the blocks to becoming authentic? What is the first step I can take to removing blocks to becoming authentic? All right, so what are your answers? What's the first step you can take to removing your blocks to becoming authentic? Steph.
Well, this chat has triggered some childhood rage about the verbal abuse of being told that I was a liar for being myself. So I'm really excited about that part.
Yeah.
And then resting for how exhausted I actually am for being someone else for so long. I have to go back to this question because as we were coming back, something about playing, like I just need to learn how to play some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sashana.
I was quite shocked at the answer when it first presented itself. I got lemon juice.
Oh, okay.
Cleanse the body.
Okay.
Purify.
Yeah.
Rid self of toxic chemicals.
Nice.
And then I was like, I eat a pretty clean diet. And, you know, and so I had a reaction to that, a judgment even on myself.
Yeah.
Like, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then came, you know, almost like a second and third layer, heal ancestral wounds, and then love self.
Nice. Okay. It's like a nice overview. Here's a big picture. Here's a big chapters. Boom, boom, boom. That's really good. But I like your answer because it involved physical acts. The physical body cleansing, treating your physical body in a certain way is a part of your journey. And why wouldn't it be? I think that's fantastic. I think it does release some spirit attachments for some people.
Okay.
When you do that kind of cleanse, and taking care of yourself like that is an act of love. So that's always going to increase your connection to authenticity, and maybe it overcomes the block. Yeah, it would. You know what? Do it. Yeah, it would remove the block. I don't want to go into it right now, but it's like I can see the connection of how you're loving yourself will confront the block. That's
Thank
really
you.
Nice answer. Thank you. Jill.
I judged this the whole time I was writing this, so we'll just leave it there. So becoming more aware, which means that becoming more aware of where you are judging either yourself or others, where that judgment comes up.
Okay.
Listening to that inner voice, not listening to it when it's nice and happy and giving you a pep talk, really listening to it, noting where the bad things you're saying to yourself, and being able to kind of pinpoint from there.
So emotional detox.
Emotional detox, yeah.
Catch judgment, catch the negative self-talk, stop doing self-punishment, self-attack things.
And I think really, like it really kind of felt like you can make this almost like a playbook kind of thing. Like you can, if you notice what you're saying to yourself, then you can kind of say, okay, well, where else have I heard that? Who else have said that? Who else has said that to me? But maybe not in so many words, or whatever. And then really kind of noticing how you're feeling. So if you're talking to somebody and let's say judgment comes up, where does that pop up? Like, does it make your stomach feel uneasy? Does it make your hand hurt, or whatever like that? And then never discounting the memories that are coming up. Like you could be walking down the street and thinking, oh, I haven't thought of that person for a while, or that memory from a childhood or whatever, never discounting that. As far as I got.
Goodness. Wow. That's pretty, that's pretty detailed. That's really good. But very specific, right here, right now, these are the things you want to work on to start working through your blocks, to being an authentic. And somehow you just follow the answers and this whole thing will open up for you. As different as it is for everyone. But that also sounds like a detox. It's like, oh, we start with detox. Okay. Casey.
I had to sit with that one for a bit because I kept waiting for like a new answer, some sort of epiphany type of an answer. And I stopped myself and stopped trying to figure out what they were trying to say. And I got this feeling that I've already started my first steps.
Okay.
Because they kept showing me that over the last after the last seminar in Australia, my goal there was to just be emotionally honest.
Oh yeah.
And they're encouraging me to still do that, whether it's I don't want to feel this right now.
Yes.
Or I'm really pissed off, or like whatever it is in that moment, to be really emotionally honest.
Yeah.
And then the other step that I've just started in the last couple of weeks that's really terrifying is practicing truth. actually, if I hear something, one of my clients are saying something, I'll sort of drop a little something in, and if I get attacked, I get attacked. If they want to hear it, they want to hear it, and I hate it, but apparently I'm experimenting.
Yes, that's brilliant. The emotional honesty stuff is going to be next week's session.
Oh.
Really lock it in. Why is that important for authenticity? And it's like, you get your own answers. You convince yourself. Let you guys convince you about why and how that. Yeah, so that's going to be next week, some of the next week stuff. That's really good. Thank you. Okay. Who else? Alicia.
Well, it's like the question before has created the step, meaning that I have to feel all of how it was created and forgive it more. I mean, not that I haven't some, but like, so basically that's the biggest step. Yeah.
Forgive the restriction, the restriction that they created in you.
And take actions on that to like be out there more. Take actions emotionally, but take actions to be
When you feel restrictive, lean into it. Go do the opposite.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Selena?
Oh, my instructions are pretty specific.
Okay.
Tell the joke, laugh out loud, tell the silly story, and if nobody laughs with you, just feel that.
Wow.
There you go. Okay. This was specific to being with my family, pretty much.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Boy, that is going to clear a lot of blocks. I mean, they know what they do.
Yeah.
They know exactly. Yeah.
Like on Sunday, I accidentally ate some chicken because I thought it was jackfruit.
Oh no.
And I'm telling this story to my daughter, and I said, man, I'm going to hell for sure now. And she's pretty like not happy about the whole divine truth thing. But I just said it because I thought that was funny. She didn't think it was funny. She just rolled her eyes. I gotta do that more. Yeah.
Oh God, that's a good one. Okay. Yeah. I love our guides. They just
but I think that's what she was saying, that was good what you did there. Do more of that. Keep doing that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wouldn't that be interesting that you're the bubbly one and I'm not the bubbly one, so we can swap?
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
With each passing week, I become.
I usually have a dialogue, stand-up comedy dialogue running in my head most of the time that I never share. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we're missing out here. This is
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll try not to laugh sometimes, just to trigger you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Do that. Yeah.
So my answer was, which was interesting. What I was given was truth, that God made my nature because God wanted my nature. So God made me in this nature because God desired to have somebody with that nature. So there's somebody that really cherishes and desires my true self. And so I felt like for me, it's because I'm slowly beginning to have more and more love for God. I'm going, oh, this person I love wants me, wants my real self. And so it's growing a desire inside of me of going, then I want to be my real self because the person I really care about, wants that person, wants my real nature. So it's growing my desire. So it's very interesting that for me to work through the block is to grow my desire, to go bigger than the block. Somebody I love wants who I am. So yes, I'm going to want to be who I am, be out of love for that person. And that's kind of my nature. It's the kind of stuff I would do. So it's really interesting, the kind of answers we all got, because my answer really inspired me. For the person I love, I would do that. It's kind of cool. I love our individuality and all the very unique, specified journeys we all have back to ourselves. So the last yummy question. We will have a nice question just to give us a nice week to work on. What is the one thing I can start to become authentic? What is the one thing I can be, express, do that is authentic? So we can start having a little taste and start to play with it a little bit. All right, so what is the one thing that you could start doing now, this week, that is authentic or is on your way towards it, on your way of exploring it? Who wants to share? Casey?
I've kind of been feeling this, so it was a nice validation. I've not had enough music around me over the last little while, and so the specific guidance was sing as much as I can, but also listen to music and listen to stuff that I used to listen to when I was a teenager. Because I was often
Backstreet Boys.
Not those. I was guided to a lot of like the TV series Touched by an Angel, but I was guided to the music in that. Yeah. And so, yeah. And there was a lot of messages, I think, in there for me that I've tuned out as I've gotten older.
My goodness. I'm curious. Would you send me the link if you find it?
Yes, I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's really specific. That's really cool. Okay. And when we were in Australia, Grace, Casey, and I, we started to do this dance evening when we were at the seminar. And so, you know, Grace and Casey are similar music age. So they were like putting on their favorite music from their teenage years and doing some dancing. And it was like, cool. It was really cool. That was fun. Yeah. Okay. Jill.
I kind of fought them on this, but they were like, go back to school. Just pay your deposit and go back to school. And I'm like, no, just give me something different.
Deal. Okay. Yeah. Who's been exploring some schooling option? That's really exciting. So.
Yeah. And then I got a really funny one, which was plant more. And if Steph can, by her face, she knows that there is no planting more. So
there's no space. Start going on the roof now.
No. Yeah. We'll go on the roof. So that was the little joke that we had a good laugh.
You go to the sidewalk. Nobody will know it was you. Guerrilla planting.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just gonna start going into the neighbors' yards.
Oh my God. You can actually offer to go to your neighbor and go, look, I'll do the planting and then we share the harvest.
Yeah, some people would do that.
That's funny. Alicia.
I also had dancing, music rather. I had dancing and singing, and I have a very clear, I don't know if it's clear, but I seem to have this memory from when I was 3 of wandering off and dancing and singing, and maybe with imaginary friends, and getting punished and stopped basically from doing that. Okay. And so mine was dance, sing, but also I got write, like dance and sing and write. It's almost like in that order. And also I remember at school that English teacher, I was terrible, you know, I was not good at English basically.
Okay.
So maybe that's part of it.
Wow. Okay. And that is kind of going against the restriction.
Because yes, it's the same thing, yeah.
That's really good. Thank you.
And it's about enjoying that by yourself. Yes. Like the dancing and singing, you don't need to have other people to enjoy that. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Kathy, what did you get?
Okay. So yeah, I got the music thing too. We've got a choir workshop coming up this weekend. So have the courage to step up.
Okay.
You know, if they ask who would like to share a piece or a song, or
Yes.
So that's
This is
kind of
huge stuff for you,
exciting.
Kathy.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah, and just one other thing that I was surprised by. I found some of my writings from when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Wow.
Journaling, and I found this poem that I'd written to her when I was pregnant with her. So share that with her. It's her birthday next week, so I'll share her poem with her. Yeah.
Okay. So it seems to be about sharing what you already have, sharing who you already are, sharing what you've already done.
Yeah.
Be specific. Okay.
Stuff that I've hidden, hidden.
Yes. No hiding. Okay. I don't even know I'm hiding, so I don't even know how to share what it is because I don't even know what it is and where it is. And boy, no wonder I like mystery novels. Okay. Yeah. It's like, now I know why. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. That's really good. And my answer, surprisingly, was building on the answer I got earlier, which is this feeling I have that God wants who I really am. God is excited with who I really am. And then just somehow it just gets me really excited. And it just gets me all like, oh, somebody's interested. Somebody wants who I really am. And just exploring that idea will start to make me, I don't know, I guess open up and speak and share, and that God wants me to share my thoughts and my feelings and reveal myself to him. So that excites me. It's like, oh, did somebody say you want to hear what I have to say? Okay, here I go. So there's just this excitement that someone wants to hear it. It's doing something to me. So I don't know what is going to happen, but the invitation excites me. For some reason, that thought, that feeling has just got me all bubbly. And it's kind of cool. Everybody's kind of like, ooh, I want to do this thing. That's really great. So the next 4 sessions will keep expanding. We'll take a part of what authentic self mean and expression mean, and then we'll break it down into questions, and then we'll just keep going deeper and deeper into it. And hopefully we'll start creating some experiments that you guys can then go and do during the week and then come back and report. That's my goal. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for your participation. Everyone's brought really good energy today. It's really lovely. It really contribute to some good material. Claire?
It's gone very dark in my house. So I wanted to just thank everybody for their courageous sharing. I don't usually feel comfortable sharing in a group. So just thank you for everyone for creating that space. And then for our donation, would you prefer it every class or just a one-time lump sum?
I have everyone doing different things. Some people prefer after the end of one of everything, and some people prefer after every workshop. Totally up to you.
Okay, thank you.
If you can. So if you can't, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming and participating and learning and growing. It's a gift. So I'm just playing. Okay.